Hi, my name is Amanda Paffenbach. For my informational interview, I chose to interview Jean O'Donnell. She is an ABA teacher and special education liaison. She works at an elementary school. She works with grades pre-K through 5th grade, but primarily 3rd through 5th, and she also helps at the pre-K through 2nd grade with the other teachers in special education ABA and working with the families to create behavior plans and IEPs for the students. How I came across Jean O'Donnell is at one of my professional development days for the district I work in. I went on the catalog and looked at what classes there were to take that day, and one I found interesting was on autism, and the presenter was Jean O'Donnell. In her presentation about what she was teaching, I could feel her passion and how much she loved the subject she was on, and I knew I wanted to talk to her more. So when the opportunity came to choose someone for an informational interview, I knew exactly who I wanted to choose. And so I reached out and talked to other teachers about her first and found out how to contact her. And then I contacted her and asked her if I could meet up with her, talk on the phone, and ask her some questions for a course I'm taking. One of the questions I asked her were, what were her traits to being a good leader? The ones she gave me were communications, setting goals with the team, making time for everyone, and building relationships. She told me that communication is the most important thing that she does, communicating with her peers she's working with, her fellow staff members, other teachers, making sure they're all working together and on the same page. And she always makes sure that she makes time for everyone. Her and her peers actually meet once a week before school to make sure that they're all on the same page and they can talk about anything together and brainstorm together any ideas they may have and collaborate. Another thing she does is she makes time for each paraprofessional that she works with and sets aside a portion of the day to meet with them and talk one-on-one, so it's that more intimate conversation than being with the whole group so they can feel more comfortable. And that's also part of building a relationship. She builds these relationships with her staff member so everything's positive and they're more like a family working together than just co-workers who one's in charge and the other are just lower levels. New learnings that I found were tips on how to be a good leader from her, with her explaining her leadership role and how she acts with her fellow staff. And I learned that building relationships helps you and the whole team to be together and work in a more positive environment together. Another thing she told me is don't be afraid in what you do, be confident. She told me that while she was growing up and working in her career that she was afraid that maybe she wouldn't amount to anything or she wasn't meant for this. But then she decided what she had to lose. So she told me just to try and be confident in everything I do and don't be afraid, because who's to tell me that what I say isn't important? Some new wonderings I have are, I kind of want to know more out-of-the-box strategies to being a leader. In all the readings I read from our Wellness 220 course to this course, a lot of them kind of seem redundant, which is good because it helps reinforce those leadership traits, but also I read the same thing over with communication and collaborating with people. I think my new wondering would be that I want to learn out-of-the-box strategies and maybe see other traits that I haven't learned yet on how to be a good and successful leader. My leadership development plan, I learned that I was a situational leader. And from taking my soft skills exam in one of the week's courses, I realized what it came across is that I'm adaptable and flexible to change, which helped me build on the situational leader that I found out I was when I made my leadership development plan in Well 220. Also, I learned that I was a good listener and good at hearing other people's ideas and not just jumping to my own conclusion about everything. I think this step in being a leader is very important because it shows people that you're always open to their ideas and what they have to say, and that's very important when you're leading a team. And thank you for listening to my introduction. Out of everything I've learned about leaders, the most important thing is to be a leader that you would want to follow as a leader.